Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 4 of my best bets for tomorrow's racing. Before we get stuck into those, we'll just do a quick recap on how our selections have gone so far today. At the current time of recording, we've still got 3 bets to go tonight. At the Curragh, we've got 2 at the Curragh and we've got 1 at Leicester as well. So hopefully they run well for us. But earlier in the day, it was a really successful start with our winning nap. Well of wisdom for Charlie Appleby and Will Buick. It was a bit of a nail-biting moment in the steward's room where potentially I thought he could lose the race because he did impede Surf Dancer. I'm not going to lie, he definitely did. But it was just one of those things that sometimes, that as a punter or a tipster, they either go for you or they go against you. It was just one of those things that happen in racing. But he drifted out to a nice price of 9-2. And that got us off to a really good start. And I think he's going to be a nice horse as well to follow later on in the season. Possibly could be Group 3 listed material moving forward. But that's how that started for us. Also as well, on our new concept of Loaders Lay, Sunday Sovereign was my tip to take on. We put him up on the Betfair exchange price of 3.5 to lay. And he obliged because he didn't beat a single rival home. Not sure what happened to him. Maybe he just didn't train on from his his early 2-year-old career, where he showed quite a lot of promise. But yeah, he was quite disappointing because there was a lot of market support for him. But I went and came from the angle that a lot of 2-year-olds that show good early form never quite do it at 3, and it's something that I always believe in, and it's always a good angle to look into. And if you didn't take up the offer as well, we've got a link in the description box below, where I'm offering a £20 free bet for new Betfair Exchange customers. So make sure you sign up for that, and please gamble responsibly if you do take that offer up. But we then went back onto the normal betting system, where we put up my my next best, Solid Stone for Will Buick and Sir Michael Stout. He carded a treble on the card at Sandown, and it was a good, comfortable performance. It was never in doubt. And we advertised him last night at 2-1, and he was a nice winner. I wouldn't probably back him next time out though, Solid Stone. He's always a horse that kind of you want to get fresh and first time out like he did last season, and I'm not sure he's got that much in hand moving forward in handicaps. But Sir Michael Stout, he's often renowned for doing well with horses, giving them time, and when they get to 4 and 5 years old, that's when they normally come towards their peak of their career. So maybe he does have a little bit more scope to give, but on initial thoughts, he was quite well tried last season, and he wasn't really one that was really taking my eye a lot of the time, but that's how he did. And then Zaki was my extra bet to Newbury. He ran okay. I know some of you might have seen he sweated up quite badly, but that's him. He does sweat. He's a horse quite prone to sweating, but sometimes it's not a bad thing. And it was quite a muggy day today, and he finished in, I think he finished in a fight for second, but he didn't win. It was Century Dream that won the race, and he's a really nice horse for Simon Crisford. He's always a horse I've had a lot of time for. But he was just too good on the day for Zaki and King of Comedy, who is again another horse I said that I would like to take on because he's a bit of a quirky animal. I'm not sure where they're going to go with him, and that's why Frankie Dettori wasn't riding him, because he is quirky. They've had a few good performances together, but Frankie just thinks he's a bit of a nutcase, and that's why Martin Harley was given the jockey booking today. But yeah, that's how our selections got on today. And also as well, it's carrying on the good form from Friday, where we had an 11-1 winner as well. And hopefully the runners can run well tonight at the Curragh and at Leicester, and we can take that form into tomorrow. But we're going to start off tomorrow with my Longshot, which runs in the 2:20 at Goodwood. And I'm going with a horse here called Bungee Jump. Now this horse is trained by Grace Harris, and Rossa Ryan is booked for the ride. Now this horse caused a bit of surprise last time out by winning at 33-1 at Newmarket in a handicap. It bolted up by 5 lengths, and it was able to use the rail for good effect. And it's going to be drawn in stall 9 at Goodwood tomorrow. Now, over the sprint trips, it's often normally very good to be drawn in the high numbers, and he's going to be drawn right next to the rail. And if he can get away nice and fast from the get-go, he might just have too much speed for some of these to get involved. And also as well, he's going to have the benefit of a recent run where the others might need their run. And even though he's definitely got a lot to find on ratings compared to some of these, I don't think they're the best bunch of sprinters in the world. There's one or two maybe unexposed types that maybe are that way because they haven't run because of injury. But we know Bungee Jump, you're going to get a run for your money, and he's 10 to 1 current price at the time of recording. And I think that's really good value. It's a downward track at Goodwood on the sprint course, and it's not too dissimilar. I wouldn't say it's not too dissimilar to Chepstow, which is a very undulating course, especially on the sprint course. If you've actually seen Chepstow or been there, you'll know that it's quite undulating down the home straight. And Bungee Jump has some great form there. He backed up 2 consecutive wins last season at the track, so that shows that he can win again after he's already carded a victory. So I think he's got a great chance tomorrow. And Grace Harris does well with a small string of horses. She's a really underrated trainer. She does well normally over the jump. She's a dual purpose trainer, but tracks such as Chepstow and Hereford over the jumps are normally places to follow her. But yeah, I think this horse has got a great chance of going close tomorrow. And at 10 to 1, I'm willing to take that as my each way fancy tomorrow and as my long shot. So that's going to be our opening selection. We then go with my nap, which runs in the 325 at Goodwood with a horse called Glenties. Now, this horse is trained by Mark Johnston, and Joe Fanning is booked for the ride. Now, this is only a 3-runner race, but you can currently get 15 to 8 at the current time of recording, which I thought was a really good bet. Mark Johnston loves sending runners down to Goodwood. He's said that it's his favourite track, and he's always a trainer you want to watch when he sends his runners down there. He normally flies down in his own private plane because there is a small airfield at Goodwood. But yeah, this horse Glenties, you might remember we put it up last week at Haydock when he finished in 3rd place, and I thought he ran quite well that day. He was just badly outpaced over a trip that was probably inadequate for him. That was over 1 mile and 2. He got really badly outpaced, but then Franny Norton, he never gave up, and he managed to get this horse to get up to finish in 3rd place when it looked like he was going to finish 6th or 7th. So I think going up in trip by an extra couple of furlongs tomorrow will suit. The small field will suit as well, and I can see him getting an easy lead. And if he gets a couple of lengths out of them, he's not a horse that's got loads of gears through speed, but I think he's just a true consistent galloper. He's a typical what you would say Mark Johnston horse. And I just thought in this 3-runner race tomorrow, where some of them need the run, and that he's a horse that I think is a great little bet at 15.08 in a 3-runner race. And yeah, for me, Glenties is going to be my nap tomorrow. Not the most original selection in the world, but I think he's got a great chance of being the one they've got to beat. And with Johnson's good record at Goodwood, going in good form at the moment, the step up in trip, I think there's a lot to like about his chances tomorrow. So that's going to be my nap. We then go for the lay. This is carrying on obviously from our good tip with taking on Sunday Sovereign today. For my lay tomorrow, we go to the 340 at Doncaster, a listed race, and I thought King's Advice for Mark Johnston and Franny Norton was the one to take on here. You can currently lay him on the Betfair exchange at 4.1. Now, this horse has already had a recent run when he finished 6th at Newcastle in the rearranged Solario Stakes last week. I'm not sure that was actually a good race. Quite a lot of the horses that I thought would come out and do well disappointed. His stablemate Alnaif Road won that race, and I believe he's going for the Ascot Gold Cup at Royal Ascot next week. And yeah, King's Advice last year, he was a really good horse for Mark Johnston. He was very progressive. I think he won quite a few races in a row, and he went right up through the handicaps. But I just think he's been found out in Pattern Company. I know quite a few people say, well, this isn't a week, this is a week listed race. A lot of people say that and think that, but I thought actually with the rain that's been around, that's not going to suit him. A lot of his best form has come on dry ground or on the all weather. And if there is still a little bit of cut in the ground tomorrow, a little bit of juice at Doncaster, I could make a case for a few of these. For Red Verdon, yeah, he probably wouldn't want the ground to dry out, or he wouldn't want the ground to go too soft, I mean. But there's other horses in here. There's Ian Williams has got a couple of runners in here that will love a little bit of juice in the ground. And there's also as well 1 or 2 others from Andrew Bolden's stable that I thought could give him a run for their money. And yeah, King's Advice, I think I wouldn't want to be on him tomorrow, and I would like to lay him on the Betfair exchange. So yeah, if you want to lay him, he's currently 4.1 at the current time of recording, and I don't think that's a bad little lay bet. So that would be my lay of the day. We then end with my next best, which runs in the final race at Newmarket in the 5:30 with a horse called Espirit De Baileys, trained by dual-purpose trainer Amy Murphy. Very good. Her yard's in good form at the moment as well. They've been having quite a few winners, and she's got not a bad little record when she booked Sylvester de Souza, and she's booked him tomorrow. Now, this horse ran a really solid race over a trip that was probably just a little bit too short for him, which was over 10 furlongs, a mile and a quarter, and he finished 6th that day, and he plugged on really well. He tried to make all from the front against the rail, but he just got outpaced, but he stuck to his task quite gamely, I thought. Now, that form has worked out not too badly, because the second place horse was a horse trained by George Bowie, who went on to win at Newbury earlier in the week. So that's good form, and he's actually going to be running at Newmarket tomorrow, but I'm not sure about getting stuck into him. But yeah, there's still good level of form, and this race is a weaker version of the race that he ran in last time, I thought, even though it is the same class. But I thought there were a lot of horses in here that need the run, a lot of question marks over their ability, whereas Espirit De Baileys, he's a consistent trier. I think he'll come forward for that run. Going up in trip's a good option, and he's got a good record as a flat horse on the turf. 5 wins from 24 attempts, and even though he is rated 74, I think there's still a little bit of mileage in that mark. And going up in trip tomorrow with a yard in form, he's currently 9-2 best price at the current time of recording. I think that's pretty good value, and I can see him going very close. And I think with Sylvester de Souza, I think he's normally best when he can dictate a race from the front. When he tries to hold up horses, I think he normally makes a mess of it. But if he can get out to the front nice and early off a mark of 74, this old boy, I think he could take all the beating tomorrow, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if he went off maybe 5-2, 11-4, a price like that. But if you can still get the 9-2, I think that's very good value. So for me, he's going to be my next best, and hopefully we can end the day with some more winners. But that's all I've got to say on that front. So just recapping: Loaders Longshot in the 220 at Goodwood, Bungee Jump 10-1 each way, Loaders Nap in the 325 at Goodwood, Glenties 15-8 win only bet, Loaders Lay comes in the 340 at Doncaster, where we're laying Kings of Ice for 4.1 on the Betfair exchange. And then for Loaders next best, it's in the 5:30 at Newmarket, Espirit De Baileys 9-2 win only bet. So they're the 4 tips for tomorrow. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel here to never miss out on any videos. You'll get a notification every time I upload a video, so make sure you please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Twitter as well, where my handle is at LuckyLoaders15. You can even check out my website if you like for a full portfolio of my work, which is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. The link's in the description box below, so make sure you check it out if you haven't done so already. Please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you soon.